It's time for San Diego's own Approved Home Pro Show, your friends in the home improvement business. Coco is proud to welcome your hosts, Clint August and Greg Cantor.
How would you like to save $25,000 or more in the next 10 years? There's a way we're going to tell you how to do that, and it's not even changing your lifestyle. And up to 40% of what you pay each month out of your home to stay cool, you could save that on your heating and AC. Let me tell you something right now. There's a way you're going to save all of this money. And why? I have a question for you guys, Greg and Sean, everybody in this room on the Approved Home Pro Show. Why do we not use our backyards? Why don't we go out in our backyards in San Diego with the great climate?
Because they're not developed like they should be with pavers or landscaping so that you can enjoy your backyard.
Some of us aren't lucky enough to have the Cantor backyard.
Oh,
and
right.
So, you know.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about all of this coming up. And by the way, when I say about saving $25,000 or more over the next 10 years, and we're going to tell you how we can do that, 94% of San Diego isn't taking advantage of this. You need to hear how you're going to save this money. I'm talking hard dollars, by the way, not theoretically. All right. Sean, here's the thing. There are other home improvement services that are out there. I've heard the commercials, the advertisements, but how are we different on the Approved Home Pro Show? You know,
I actually got a question from somebody the other day about this, and they see a lot of, and I'll use the name, they see a lot of advertisements out there right now for Home Advisor. They're doing big national cable ads. And they just bought, I'm not sure if people are aware of this, but they bought Angie's List. And people have questions about how we compare to them. And there's some things, it's amazing. At a meeting, Greg, the other day we walked side by side between us and Home Advisor and compared some of the differences. Number one, we are locally screened and vetted, peer-reviewed, where people like Greg and all the experts and Brian and all the experts in our network have to vote unanimously. Alex, who's we're going to talk to later, has been a part of that voting. Vote people into our network. We spend time screening and vetting those. They do background checks, and they say that on the air, but I think that's pretty much all they do. We only accept 3 pros per category. They have many more. We have a one-step process, and I think this is one of the biggest things. Go on our website on ApprovedHomePros.com. One-step process to find a pro. You put in a category, press search, and you're going to find the pros. We walked through on the air the other day, in the meeting the other day, and it was, I'm guessing, maybe wrong on the number, 12 steps before we had to find a pro. And then they collected your personal information. And that information gets shared with the pros to the best of my knowledge. And you're going to get bombarded by calls. So we are so different when we are local San Diego screened and vetted.
There's two other things I want to explain to the difference is those national lists are an algorithm. There's no personal touch of vetting and there's no really checks and balances other than, what you see written. The second thing is it's a sales commission that goes to those companies for those leads.
Yeah. And that's why you get bombarded by people that are trying to sell you something, your personal information. As far as I know, that does get shared with people. I'm not exactly sure of how that is, so I don't want to say anything that's wrong, but I know from, let's say with the 2 pros that are in the room with us this morning, or 3 pros that are in the room, with Home Advisor and Angie's List, have you ever had somebody come to your business and inspect or talk to you and do a personal screening and vetting? No. I would no. We're getting no's. That's what we do here locally in San Diego. We are on-site screening and vetting people. That's the difference.
I always say this. I always say when you go and buy a car and then your friends go, "Oh, that's a neat car, cool. But why didn't you talk to me first? Because I could have gotten you this car. It's a better car. It gets better gas mileage. It's less expensive. It's more durable. You should come to me. I could have helped you." It's the same thing. It's you're getting something done on your home, and if you don't get it done by the best of the best, you're missing out.
So ApprovedHomePros.com or call us at 855-840-APRO, and we'll help you find whatever you need.
All right, come on now. 855-840-APRO.
That's what I said.
Some energy in there.
With conviction.
That's right.
855-840-APRO.
That's how you do that. 24 hours a day on ApprovedHomePros.com. Okay. Brian Milholland from SunPower by Milholland. Let me tell you something. They do it all. They do roofing. They do the electrical. They do the solar, all under one roof. And here's the thing. I'm going through the process with Brian Milholland as we speak. And I'm just wondering, when you can save thousands of dollars over the next several years, which is what I'm going to do when my solar system is installed, why has 94% of Is it San Diego or the U.S.? Are we just talking San Diego? Why has 94% of us not done this?
Well, the number's about 94% in San Diego. Nationwide, it's closer to 99.5%. I mean, it's very small in the nation. California leads the nation in solar, and San Diego is leading California in that category also.
Okay.
So the reason why people don't do it is they're just paralyzed by fear, right? Like, what's the process? And, they start to go down the process of going solar, and, they've got 10 quotes, and they're
The tinfoil hat syndrome.
Yeah. Really? I wondered, was it a scam? I didn't know enough to know that it's a great thing.
Well, luckily, you know some great pros, right? And not only do you know great pros, but you also had Greg, encouraging you to go solar. You had, so great pros, and you maybe don't understand the solar process, but you have people that you trust that have told you, like, this is a great deal, and you should do this. And for your average consumer, maybe they start the process and they go on one of the lists online and say, I want solar, and they get 35 phone calls in 3 seconds, people to sell them solar, and then the people come out to their house and they get so many different ideas about where to place the solar, or what kind of panels to use, or how many panels do you use. They just get bombarded with facts,
and there's pressure too.
Oh, so much pressure. Yeah, there's statistics about, if you can close a sell on the first trip out there, there's a higher percentage. We don't do that. We like to inform and educate, and we like the consumers who have 10 or 12 quotes, because we'll sit down with them and explain to them every single quote. We'll explain every item on every quote and tell them what's good, what's bad, and help them make an informed decision. But people get paralyzed by that. They get overwhelmed. They have a 3-ring binder with all these quotes, and it's just so much that they don't know what to do.
And I can see that.
They're afraid to make the wrong decision.
Because everywhere you go, you're getting bombarded and sold. There's so much misinformation and so many programs out there. That's why it's so great, Brian, that you educate consumers on.
Absolutely.
And help them break down all the quotes.
Right. And we don't, I don't have commissioned salespeople. We have solar consultants. So, their job, they're in this for the long term. Our sales process is 6 to 8 weeks normally. So we like to lead people down the path to help them make an informed decision. So that's one of the big reasons why people don't go solar.
I want to ask you a quick question, and we're going to go over the reasons why. We're going to break this down when we come back. Why people aren't going solar, questions that I've had, and I'm sure you at home, you're listening, that you have. Why you wouldn't go solar, Brian. I want you to answer those, but real quick as a teaser before we go to break, and then answer it when we come back. If my roof is only good for another 7 or 8 years, do I still want to put a 25-year system on my roof? Answer that when we come back in just a couple of minutes with SunPower by Milholland. Well, Father's Day is next weekend, and this year we asked the folks at Ace Hardware to bring us some examples of what Dad really wants for Father's Day. It's time for your Ace Hardware project of the week. We've got Harry Schwartz from the downtown Ace Hardware location. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen.
And Clint, I know the 3 things dads want. That's drilling, grilling, and chilling.
Yeah.
Absolutely, Greg. Somehow the popular Father's Day gifts for the home seem to always be create a painting job for Dad, have Dad take care of the lawn, or have Dad clean the pool. Not this year. As Greg said, we recommend drilling, grilling, and chilling, and we have some special Ace Red Hot buys to fill the gift gap. First is the DeWalt 20-volt cordless drill and impact driver kit.
Nice.
And Harry, that's the kit that comes with a drill, an impact driver, plus 2 batteries, a charger, and a carrying bag.
Yes, it's the ideal combination of tools for Dad's handiwork in the garage. If he's building a garage bar, an outdoor TV area, or a complete man cave, this DeWalt kit is a necessity. And Ace Rewards members can